Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United. We're into the January transfer window. I don't have a big intention of overhauling the team in any way. I'm loving the team the way it is. We're on a brilliant run of, I think, 17 games in a row unbeaten, at least in the league. But you can see that run also stretches through the Champions League and the FA Cup, which kicked off just a couple of weeks ago. So overall, we're in a very good position, and we're also taking on some very winnable teams in the next 5 games. Stoke, Sunderland and Watford in the league, Bournemouth in the FA Cup, Palace away. They're down bottom of the league at the moment, and then Manchester United at home. Great challengers of last season, but they've fallen a long way behind now. They're 13 points behind us as we are absolutely storming the league. 10 points clear with 16 games to go. I would make us favourites. We've got a tough Champions League draw against Bayern Munich. That's going to be a bit of effort, but I would like to do the treble if we're able to. This is going to be our final season, remember. So it's all about trying to win the Champions League. It's the only thing we haven't won. So if we can win that, we'll be in a very good position. Now, the team going out there today is not too different to usual. I'm not going to risk resting players given that we've got quite a few beatable teams in the next few matches. So Sobral, Simonsen and Imperiale are going to lead the line. Yates, Lloyd, Kovacic and Cook are across the middle. Lucas, Bob, Mamana and Augusto make up the back four, and Ketchel is still in goal. That youth academy player that we thought that maybe we'd made a mistake with when we sold Murray has really come through and done very well for us, and he's a top quality goalkeeper now. Augusto to Cook. Ball over to Imperiale, shot blocked. I thought that was going to be another great goal from Imperiale. He had such a great time in the last episode. Cook still building with it, gets Simonsen on the ball. Back to Augusto. There's Simonsen in a dangerous area across to Cook. Yates Lloyd, edge of the area, taken out by 3 defenders. We have just kept the ball, that looked dangerous. Kovacic running forward, pulls it back to Yates Lloyd. There's Lewis Cook again. What can he do this time? He's still running with the ball. He's going to try and swing it in. Comes to Augusto. He does get it in. Simonsen's the man there to fire it into the near post. Yates Lloyd. Bit of direct running. Finds Cook. Shifting the Stoke players over to the right. Cook still going. He's going to put it across the box. And Sobral is at the far post to double the lead. And we've only been playing 6 minutes. Imperiale. Comes across the middle. Finds Cook. Now Yates Lloyd. Back to Kovacic. He finds Augusto. Ball into Imperiale. Edge of the area to Simonsen. Played back out again. Cook loses the ball. Lurie coming down the left. Plays it into Luca. Sanson to Hill. This is looking dangerous from Stoke, and Karsic gets in but hits it straight at Ketchel. Hill with the corner. And there's a foul in there from Bob, I think that was. And we just keep giving away these silly penalties. They aren't even tackles in the box. They're just pushes that keep occurring. I don't know if that's related to the rule change that was going on at the start of the Premier League season, if the game's translated that, because there's so many of these pushes occurring at the moment. Jovic steps up and he scores. Ketchel went the right way but couldn't get a hand to it, and Luka Jovic has pulled Stoke back into this game. Kovacic in a great area. Keeps going, finds Augusto. He's got 3 to aim at. He puts it across. Simonsen's hit the crossbar. Lewis Cook over to Imperiale. He's nearly lost the ball there. Does just win it back. Yates Lloyd over to Kovacic. Now Cook. Cook out to Augusto, cuts in from the right, puts it across. Sobral and Simonsen's there at the far post to tuck it home. Moreno, edge of the area. Hill. Stoke being forced back, and Lucas has intercepted it. We've got players forward as well. It's 2-on-1 up there. Sobral down the line. Imperiale, he's got Simonsen in the middle. He goes to Augusto instead, who has absolutely skied it over the bar. Why was the fullback taking that effort on? Imperiale, back to Kovacic. Now Lewis Cook. Ball comes through to Imperiale. Sobral, edge of the area, makes it 4-1, and it's not even half time yet. There is a full-time whistle. It's a very dominant victory over this Stoke team that gives us the 3 points we needed. It also means that we move top of the table by an extra point, 11 points now. City still have a game to play. They can close it back down to 10 points, but an 11-point lead is looking pretty nice. Well, when you're on an 18-game unbeaten run in all competitions and 10 or 11 points clear at the top of the league table, the last thing you want is an away match against Sunderland. It'd be nice to rub their noses in it. They're currently sitting in the relegation zone, but I just get the feeling this game is gonna try and screw us over in this match. So I'm going with the away formation, going with a very strong team. I think it's actually unchanged from the last game, and if we can beat Stoke 4-1, there's no reason we can't be a relegation threat in Sunderland away from home. So hopefully we can get the points today, get a few goals on the board and make the fans extra happy. Samperio's free kick, he dinks it in towards Ara, who has made the header, and Sunderland have taken the lead. We've had 6 efforts, none on target, and it's not going well for us. Hyam's free kick outside the box comes to Samperio into Malcolm. I'm expecting 2-0 here. Hyam across, Samperio, great save from Ketchel, and again from Ketchel, keeping us in this game. Chauvin to Samperio, sends the ball in, and Hyam off the post and away, and we are really on the ropes. Yates-Lloyd sends the ball forward, but cut out by Perez. Carter-Vickers to Ara. Now Arnold to Hyam, loses out to Cook. We have switched to the home formation now. I'm hoping it will give us a better second half. And Kovacic is bringing it forward to Yates-Lloyd. There's not that much fluidity in the team at the moment. Kovacic out to Simonson. He's got Augusto with him. Ball back across to Kovacic. Simonson too far away from goal for this game. Here's Gareth Breen. Loses possession. Samperio takes the ball so easily past the defender. Belts it down the right flank into Hyam, and it's 2-0. Simonson's free kick deflected. It's come for Gareth Breen, who finds the bottom corner. We're back into the game. Llorente back to Carter-Vickers. Now Ara goes for the diagonal, cut out by Lucas. Can we get on the attack again? It's Paolo Roberto charging down the left flank, shrugs off one tackle, inside to Simonson. He beats the defender, puts it across to Roberto, who scores the equaliser, and we've got 20 minutes to try and find a famous winner. Augusto to Yates-Lloyd. He sends the ball over the top looking for Breen. It's come out to Yates-Lloyd again, who looks for Roberto. Neither of those passes coming out for Yates-Lloyd. Lucas to Kovacic. Now Yates-Lloyd does find Roberto. Simonson can slip it across. That's beautiful to Augusto. Takes touch, pulls it across. Ball cleared away with Malcolm, who's fouled by Augusto, and that's going to be us down to 10 men. There is the red card. I don't know why Augusto has done that. We had a lot of yellows already. It was always going to be a risk. But now we're going to have to make another change and go for the winner still with 10 men. It's not the end of the world if we drop points today, but I really don't want to get beaten by Sunderland, and I really want to get the win as well. It'd be a famous win if we could get that third goal before the last 15 minutes are over. Mamana's throw into added time. Breen loses the ball. Now Malcolm can send it forward, and he's found Hyam as well. This is dangerous for us in the added time. After all the work we've done, Hyam is shrugging players off and puts it wide of the post. Simonson with the last second free kick into Roberto. It's cleared away. Simonson still has it, but there's a full-time whistle. We've done well to come back from 2-0 down and draw that game, and also to hang on at the end. But the fact that we had to hang on against Sunderland is bad enough. It means that we're now only 9 points clear of Chelsea, and City can close that gap to 8 points. And I'm really frustrated that, as I thought at the beginning of the game, Sunderland has stopped us from getting maximum points. We're back on the home formation for the game against Watford at St James's Park. Paolo Roberto comes in on the left flank, Gareth Breen on the right, Simonson leading the line up top. Yates-Lloyd and Imperiale, the two pairing with each other in the middle, with Cook behind them as usual. Linor, Lucas, Bob and Mamana are the back four. Worth just taking a quick look at the league situation, because the gap at the top has been close to 6 points now. Man City winning both of their games since we last played, which means that we need to win to extend that gap back up to 9. Breen's free kick, edge of the area into Lucas. Paulo Roberto picks it up on the other flank. It comes to Lewis Cook, who wraps his left foot around it to find that bottom corner and give us a lead. Lewis Cook to Mamana, drills it across the box, but it's cleared away by Phillips, and now Tuma can come on the attack. Lucas gets across. Breen, excellent change of pace down that right flank, sends it in, and Simonson's headers off the post. Imperiale out to Mamana. Finds Yates-Lloyd, who puts it wide. Jones sends the ball forward to Lingard. Paulo Roberto gets tackling. Sobral's past the defender and charging. He finds Gareth Breen. He's got the pace, can swing it in. Simonson's in there. It's actually Paulo Roberto who touches it home for 2-0. It's a routine 2-0 win for us in the end against Watford, exactly what we needed after that disappointing draw with Sunderland. It means we keep that unbeaten record going. It's now 21 games and we're 8 points clear at the top. Well, there is a little bit of transfer news to tell you about, and that's that Leroy Sané, our excellent player that we brought in the January of 2021. And he's been brilliant for us ever since. He is leaving the club. He's going to Atletico Madrid. He's not been playing for us very much this season, and he's never really rediscovered the form of maybe his first full season where he got 18 goals, or 21 goals in total and 9 assists. He had another good season after that, 18 goals, 16 assists in all competitions. Then it started to drop a bit, 10 and 10. Last season he only got 8 goals and 11 assists, and this season 6 goals and 3 assists is not actually that bad, but he's just not getting in the team. So he has been sold for £22.5 million. It's still a profit all this time later, and despite him being 30 years old now, he is going to leave the club. The other player to go was Andrea Zivkovic. He's only gone on loan, so that's not the end of the world. He can always come back, but he just wasn't getting in our team and never really has over the last 3 years. So I just thought, I tried to get rid of him on a transfer, he wouldn't go, so he's gone on loan. Now they are 2 wingers, but we do have other players who can fit in those positions. We've got a very versatile strike force, so I'm not too worried, and they were mostly just taking up spaces on the bench that could have gone to other players who are more useful to the team. It is FA Cup time with an away game against Bournemouth. We've been very good against Bournemouth in recent fixtures, and I'm hoping that can continue. They were replaced by West Ham as our bogey team and aren't really that big a challenge for us anymore. But in the FA Cup, you never know what might happen. So I am putting out a full-strength team on the away formation. Sobral, Breen and Imperiale, the front 3. We are at the moment without Morten Simonsen. He's out for a couple of weeks, which is going to be a bit of a pain. But Sobral and Breen are very capable deputies. Yates, Lloyd, Kovacic and Cook make up the middle 3 with Lucas, Bob, Mamona and Augusto in the back 4. Rafa, back to Meredith. Heinemann sends it out to Rafa again, whose ball over the top is cut out by Bob. Lucas to Imperiale. Forward to Sobral. Now Yates-Lloyd. There is a bit of a counter-attack on here. Cook coming forward. Now Yates-Lloyd again. Pulls it back to Kovacic. Yates-Lloyd trying to find that pass. Does pick out Cook. There's Gareth Breen onside. Augusto back into Breen. Still onside. 2 to aim at in the middle. Forced wide. Ball comes out to Kovacic. Now Augusto. To Yates-Lloyd in a great area, he strikes it, and it was in the middle of the goal, but the keeper, probably wrong-footed there, has allowed the ball into the net, and we have the lead inside 3 minutes. Yates-Lloyd sends the ball over to Cook, now Breen. Brilliant ball out wide to Augusto, whips it across, it's cleared away, but Kovacic is there. Edge of the area to Breen. Now Imperiale shifts his feet, has a shot, he finds the bottom corner for 2. Imperiale forward to Gareth Breen. The goalkeeper's goal kick wasn't good enough, and Breen finds the back of the net for 3. That's a very good win without the need for an FA Cup replay as well. Away from home against Premier League opposition, we played that absolutely perfectly, and all without our best striker. Top visit, bottom in the Premier League as we look to stretch that lead at the top of the table even more. We're playing alongside everybody else today, so there's not really been any good fixtures to tell you about. Our league position not really changing from the last game that we played. But we are still using Sobral and Breen up top with Imperiale behind them. Yates, Lloyd, Kovacic and Cook in the middle. Lucas, Bob, Mamana and Augusto in the back 4. Also worth noting, the January transfer window has closed. The only changes for us were Zivkovic and Sané both leaving. But Paulo Roberto, the left winger, has asked to leave the club. He's currently unhappy, but he's too good a player to let go when we're so close to winning a second consecutive title with the Champions League still to come. He's vital to our home formation, so I'm hoping that, given we've had quite a lot of away games recently, when we get back on a nice home run, he will change his mind and decide to stay at the club. But that's a case of wait and see. Either way, he's not leaving till the end of the season. Kovacic with the corner towards the far post. It's come for Imperiale. Can he get another goal? He plays it out to Kovacic. Now he can maybe have a strike, but finds Cook instead, who does put us in front. Kovacic with a free kick. Edge of the area. Strikes the woodwork and it's cleared away. Cuevas. Edge of the area. Finds Canos with way too much room. Pulls it inside and Marlon's found the bottom corner. Palace have equalised right at the end of the first half. Last second corner from Kovacic towards Paolo Roberto. It's cleared away. That's a full-time whistle. And we've been held by the bottom club. Well, that draw does mean we're still 6 points clear at the top of the league table. 12 games to go. But it looks a long way away from when we were 11 points clear near the start of this episode. It's a big game at the end of the episode. It's at home against Manchester United, the team that ran us all the way to the end of the title race last season. They're nowhere near us this time. They're a good 11 points behind, not likely to challenge us for the title, but City will. They're only 6 points behind us after that draw against Palace. Chelsea dropped 9 points back. They drew as well in the last game. So we're still in a very good position, and a win today would make it look all the more rosy. At home, I would expect us to beat United with the way they're playing this season, but it is going to be tough. We're back to the home formation, so we're currently led by an unhappy Luis Sobral and an unhappy Paolo Roberto. Gareth Breen, fortunately, is very happy and on form at the moment. Yates-Lloyd and Kovacic are in the middle, Cook behind them, and it's the same defence we've had for a while now. Kovacic with the corner. Put straight into the middle. It's come for Yates-Lloyd, who finds Sobral, who on the half volley has found the top corner absolutely brilliantly. Baker charging down the right flank. Skips the tackle, puts it in, and Martinez has equalised instantly for Manchester United. Yates-Lloyd finds Sobral. Good save from De Gea, but Sobral followed up his own effort and tucked it into an empty net. Kovacic looking for Lucas. Header comes to Sobral, who's on a hat-trick. He finds Yates-Lloyd. Now Paolo Roberto spins into the box, has an effort, and it's deflected in off Paul Pogba. Well, I have absolutely no complaints about this result. This is an excellent victory against Manchester United. It keeps us looking strong at the top of the table by the end of this episode. Also keeps us on that brilliant unbeaten run that we're currently experiencing. Well, you can see that unbeaten record in the Premier League is now 23 games. It's absolutely brilliant. We've only conceded 22 goals in 27 matches, which is very, very good. It also means we are now 9 points clear at the top. Manchester City have that game in hand where they can close the points gap, but we're 12 points clear of third place, and that really does look like it's too much to overturn with just 11 league games left. But next episode we will be taking on Bayern Munich away in the Champions League. That's going to be a huge game, followed by Watford away in the FA Cup, which will be difficult too. Away against Everton makes it 3 in a row on the road, and then at home against West Ham will be a tough game because they're currently 5th in the league. At home against Bayern again in the Champions League before finishing up away against Bournemouth. But it's going to be a very interesting episode. Those Champions League ties with Bayern Munich are going to be all important, and I want to win the FA Cup as well, so we need to be getting past Watford. So plenty to look forward to. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see those games against Bayern Munich. Drop a like on the video if you are enjoying it. But until next time, see ya!